What's up, guys and gals? Brian Tong here. Apple has honestly done a really amazing job of transforming the Apple Watch. I was one of the first ones, right? This guy to kind of poo-poo it and say, first gen, it's all right, but you don't really need to get it. Second gen was a little better, but now with the third series, they've really evolved the product, not only with the hardware, but with the software as well, with watchOS 4, to make it a product that I'm 100% behind, especially if you're someone in the Apple ecosystem. So instead of just, resting on their laurels, let's talk about what Apple can do to make the Apple Watch better in both hardware and software. And the first thing they've got to do is really open up the APIs for developers to make great apps. And when I talk about this, a great example is there's a podcast app called Overcast, and you can play podcasts. I love it. It's a standalone app specifically for the watch over LTE. But if you want to change the volume and you're listening to your podcast over AirPods, you actually have to go into another app, into the music player app, and change that. And the reason why it's not built into the app is that Apple hasn't given developers the access to those APIs. And that's something they want to do, right? This is a standalone device now. People like eBay, Slack, Twitter, even Google Maps, they no longer support the Apple Watch as a standalone app. They use it really more for notifications. And that might be how it's evolved, but really give developers all the access they need so they can make great apps for really what is the #1 smartwatch right now. Another thing that I really want to see with the Apple Watch, better health tracking. And we've heard that Apple is working on this. I want more than just steps and how many minutes of exercise I've done and how many times I've stood up. I look at something like the Fitbit Versa that has all this detailed health tracking, everything from, when you go and do a hike, it tracks your pace. It has better sleep tracking, but we want to take that to the next level. I mean, this is really a device that is on your wrist all the time. And I think Apple can really step it up and make more native apps directly on this regarding health. Third-party apps do a great job, but I'm just asking Apple to step it up and give us better health tracking directly on the Apple Watch from them. All right, after that, let's talk about a thing that I really want to see, easy setup. And what do I mean by that? What if you could just take the Apple Watch out of the box, connect it to the Wi-Fi or use the LTE, and then boom, set it up without the need for a phone. I get it, the phone can act as a companion to be more granular, set up your notifications and the apps, but I would love to see easy setup, boom, out of the box. Come on, you can do it, Apple. You're smart like that. I know you are. Okay, it is year 4 also of the Apple Watch, and they've got to bring new design to it. I mean, 3 years, I'm okay with that, but let's talk about what they could do. We've heard rumors that there might be a larger screen Apple Watch, meaning it'll go to the edges, bring something like 15% more screen real estate. But what are they going to do? Is the UI going to actually add new elements, or is it just going to be a larger Apple Watch UI that we already have seen and known before? We'll have to find out. But I think the no-brainer here is, can we make the Apple Watch lighter? I've had it for 3 years, and it's a little heavy, it's a little bulky. And then I put on something like the Fitbit Versa, and I know it's not made of this steel, but you can barely feel it. So can we get something in between there to make the Apple Watch lighter? I hope so. But then that also kind of conflicts with my next request. The next thing I want to see with the Apple Watch, more battery life. So if they make it slimmer, it might mean less battery life, but let's get more battery life. It lasts around, for me, 1.5 to 2 days tops. We have other competitors out there that are getting a fat 4 days or 5 days or 6 days. If they can really improve the battery life, whether it's through software and whether it's through bringing a bigger battery or a more efficient screen, I'm all about that. And finally, this is a total pipe dream. This is made up in my brain. But if Apple really wants the Apple Watch to take it to that next level, they are already the #1 smartwatch in the market at least. Let's make this thing compatible with Android already. I know you're thinking, what? Why would they do that? I'm just saying, if they want it to be a more successful product, make the Apple Watch compatible with Android. It's a pipe dream. It's crazy talk. You don't even want that to happen, but that's how else I would love to see them change things up. So think about everything that I said. I want to know, what do you all want to see with the new Apple Watch, whether it's software or hardware? Let me know in your comments and really see, what does Apple do?